with, sink to the knees. Exhale, part the and come up through it. And the pose isn't that intimidating. It's Parangustasana. Inhale, lift your arms up, gazing up at your hands. Reach down and grab your big toes. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, take your forward fold. Now, if you're less flexible, bend your knees a little bit. This will help take some tension out of your lower back. If you're more flexible, you could keep your legs straighter. And utilize gravity in your favor. You can use gravity to help lengthen your spine and the back side of your neck. Now inhale, straighten your arms out and look up toward the ceiling. Move your hands, keep your hands on your toes. Now move your hands underneath your feet for Padahastasana. And if you put some pressure on your wrists, this will help reverse any tensions you may have created when you were doing Chaturanga Dandasana in your salutations and your vinyasas. Now, if you want to do something extra spicy, gaze up here just for one moment really quickly. Don't injure yourself. Have any of you ever rock climbed without ropes? Okay, so this is sort of like that. You're trying to pick your heels up, but if you fall, there's nothing, you're standing on your hands, so you'll fall and break your nose, so don't do that. So just put some more pressure on your wrist, and then if you have a partner spotting you sometime, you can work on picking your heels up. It makes it a little more challenging there. Okay, take your hands out from underneath your heels. Take your hands out, sit down with your knees, pick your hands up like you're sitting into a chair. Exhale, part the air and come up through it. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head, bend your knees, jump your feet back to Utkatasana and land softly. Exhale, part the air and come up through it. We'll take a half turn to the right, not yet, but in a second. And once we land, we're going to do the extended triangle and the revolved triangle, but we'll add some extra spicy parts to it. So inhale, lift your arms up, bending your knees, step or jump to the right. And try to land softly. And after we land, our hips come down, our arms come up. Like a bird flying, lowering your arms down behind your back. Now inhale, lift your arms up, pivot your right foot out. You're lunging down deeply, your right arm in front, your left arm behind. Then you reach forward, exhale and go over to the triangle pose. Try to feel your hips moving backward as your head and torso moves forward, creating those opposing energies or opposition of stretch. Quiet your mind, lengthen your breath. Now from here, if you wanted to make it a little extra spicy, bend that front knee and put your hand on the ground in front of your right foot and do Ardha Chandrasana. And from Ardha Chandrasana, stay in the pose, but lower your left leg down and then back up. Down and back up. You get good work on the gluteus maximus, gluteus medius. Exhale, lower your foot down. Back to the triangle pose again. Inhale, stand back up. Pivot your left foot out, lunging down deeply, your left arm behind. Right arm in front, lengthen. Right arm behind, left arm in front, lengthen. And then release and go over to extended triangle pose. Again, try to align yourself over that extended leg. Slow, deep, ujjayi breathing. And if you want, you can come forward for the Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon pose. And from there, you practice like scissoring your leg down and back up. Exhale down and inhale back up. Exhale back down to the ground. Lift your arms up over your head, sink deep to the knees. Now, before we do the revolved triangle, this is another little pose we're going to do here. Lift your arms up again. You're lunging down deep. Let me just show you first. Sit down just for a second. So you're going to lunge forward deeply. And I better do it on this side. Microphones. This is a modification. Everybody can do this. You just rest your elbow on your quadricep and relax, and then we're going to try to come forward and pick our back foot up like that. So if you're more open, you can bind and come forward and drop your head down and try to pick your back foot up that way. Okay, stand up. Inhale, lift your arms over your head, pivot your right foot out. Just come down and rest your elbow on your quadricep, your hand on your hip. So everybody's here, no worries. We could stay here for days and days. Okay, now just come forward and pick your back foot up and just balance. Keep your elbow on your quadricep. Now come back down. And now you could do it a little, if you want to try to bind or try a different variation, you can, or you could repeat that one again, but hold it a little bit longer. Hold the base a little longer, try to come up and hold it a little bit more. And when you come down softly, exhale, come down. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head, pivot your left foot out. Come down, relax your elbow onto your quadricep. And just relax for a couple of breaths. Try to pick your back foot up and balance. And then come back down. Now this time do it longer. Hold the base longer and hold your balance longer. If you want to bind, you can bind this time. If you're up, exhale, come down. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head. And we'll go into the revolved triangle. Lift your arms up, your left fingers point toward the earth, right toward the sky. Pivot your right foot out. You lift your left arm, drop your right, squaring yourself off to the back side of the room, and then you go to the revolved triangle. You could rest your left elbow on your right quadricep and put your right hand on your hip if you want. Trying to commit to more of a revolved triangle, moving your right hip back, your left shoulder under. And if you have tension in your neck, look down at the floor. Now, same as we did before, we're going to do a Ardha Chandrasana, but a twisted variation. So bring your left hand forward in front of your right foot and try to pick your back leg up and see if you can balance out parallel for a couple of breaths. Or you can modify it. There's every pose, you can find a way to modify it. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift your arms up, pivot your right foot in. Arms parallel, palms facing upward. Right fingers point toward the earth, left toward the sky. Pivot your left foot out, inhale to the halfway point. Exhale into the revolved triangle on the opposite side. Move your left.